The madman in Gadara. Who was the man among the tombs? Why did he live among the dead while still breathing? Why did he cry out day and night, cutting himself with stones? What kind of torment silences the soul but keeps the body alive? And what happens to a man when even his own name is taken from him? They called him possessed. But was he just a reflection of every broken soul society has cast aside? If we saw him today, unkempt, wandering, shouting in pain, would we call him insane or simply unseen? Why did Jesus cross the sea just for him? Was there a divine appointment waiting among the tombs? What made this one man worth a storm, a journey, and a crowd's rejection? The Bible says, they came to the country of the Gadarenes, a place on the other side, Gentile territory. Why did Jesus always go to the other side? Was it because deliverance doesn't belong to one people, but to every soul in bondage? Could it be that God sometimes crosses boundaries, religious, cultural, even personal, just to reach the one everyone else gave up on? He lived among the tombs, naked, alone, bound by chains that could not hold him. No one could tame him. No one dared to pass his way. But what chains bound him? The iron on his wrists or the darkness in his mind? How many people today walk freely but are just as chained within? How many smile in daylight but scream in silence at night? Is possession only about demons, or can pain, trauma, and shame possess a life too? Why do we fear those we don't understand instead of the forces that destroy them? Why do we lock away the broken instead of freeing them? When Jesus stepped onto the shore, the man ran and fell before him. What made demons bow when others only ran away? What did they see in him that no one else could recognize? Jesus, Son of the Most High God, they cried. They knew who he was. But did the disciples fully know yet? How could darkness recognize divinity before the light even spoke? What does that say about Revelation? That sometimes even our torment knows who our deliverer is. Could it be that the parts of us in pain already sense the presence of healing, long before our minds do? Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" But who is he asking, the man or the legion? How many voices speak inside a single soul? How many identities fight for control within one life? We say, "I'm fine, I'm strong, I'm okay." But are we? Or is that just one voice among many? The man answered, "My name is Legion, for we are many." Was he confessing or surrendering? And how many of us live that way? Divided, fractured, carrying names that were never ours? Names like failure, addict, unworthy, forgotten. Who told us those were our names? When God calls your name, does the noise inside you get louder, or finally go silent? The demons begged Jesus not to send them away, but into a herd of swine. Why do dark things always look for a host? What is it about the human soul that gives evil a home? Why couldn't they just vanish? Why must they inhabit something? And why pigs? Was it symbolic, the unclean entering the unclean? Or was it a message that when evil loses a body, it will destroy anything it enters next? They rushed into the sea and drowned. Was that freedom for the man or judgment for the spirits? The people came and saw the man sitting, clothed, and in his right mind. The same man they once feared, now peaceful, restored. But instead of rejoicing, they were afraid. Why do we fear transformation when we prayed for deliverance? Why do we reject the miracle when it comes in unfamiliar form? The townspeople begged Jesus to leave. How many still send him away today? Because his power disrupts our comfort? Could it be that some would rather live with familiar demons than witness a freedom they can't explain? The man begged to follow Jesus. But Jesus said, "Go home to your friends and tell them what great things the Lord has done for you." Why didn't Jesus take him along? Was deliverance meant to become discipleship, right where we were once bound? Sometimes God doesn't remove us from our past. He redeems us inside it. Could it be that the greatest missionaries are those who once lived in the tombs? Those who know what it feels like to be chained, so they can speak to others still bound? And maybe your testimony isn't just about what God saved you from, but about who he sent you back to. The man who once broke chains now broke silence. He became a messenger of mercy, a voice of redemption. How powerful is a story when told by someone who once had no voice? How do we go from crying among the tombs to preaching among the living? What happens when pain becomes purpose? When scars become sermons? If God could transform the madman of Gadara, what excuse remains for any of us to say we're too far gone? How many people around us are waiting for someone to cross the sea for them? And will we go or stay on the safe side? Maybe the story of the man in Gadara isn't just about one man. Maybe it's about all of us. Our chains, our demons, our moments of madness. Maybe we've all lived among tombs at some point, places of regret, pain, and memories that refuse to die. But if Jesus could step ashore for one forgotten soul, he can step into any life, even yours. So, the question isn't, can God deliver? The question is, will you let him cross your sea? Because sometimes, freedom doesn't come by running away, but by falling to your knees before the one who never left.